To move, to breathe, to fly, to float. To gain all while you give. To roam the roads of lands remote. To travel is to live. With a vision to train the young minds and educate the youth, the Nation Service Scheme Unit of Lal Anand College, University of Delhi organized a 7-day NSS Special Camp. So, here is a little peek into a learning adventure. The day one journey started from New Delhi railway station, where the group boarded the Shatabdi Express at 6:20 am, which went a long way to Kathgodam, and from there the journey was continued by a bus to Patiya village. All the volunteers were divided into 4 groups and were dropped off at 4 different homestays, which were Nandagunti, Nanda Devi, Mridguni and Trishul. By 7 pm, all the volunteers were headed to their respective homestays and where they were settled down. The day 2 of NSS Special Camp began with a cleanliness drive, which took place in the Shiv temple, where the volunteers were provided with gloves, garbage bags and brooms to clean the temple and the surrounding area. In a span of 2 hours, the place was completely cleaned, making the drive a complete success. After the drive, a meeting was held with the volunteers where they interacted with Patiya Sarpanch and other members of the local government to understand the local problems such as that of migration, how climate change is affecting agriculture, unemployment, houses being at a huge distance from hospitals, etc. Around 3 pm, all the volunteers visited 3 geo excursion sites, which proved to be a knowledgeable experience, as it showed the sheds of evidence of grooved slick and slide on the surface of thin layer of mica schist. It became more fun when all the teachers and volunteers spent a good time together laughing and playing in the Patiya valley, making the day more memorable and the memories cherishable. Naula is a naturally occurring water aquifer which looks like a temple from the outside and is equally regarded as such, and has been considered sacred in Uttarakhand's tradition and culture. Volunteers visited 2 such naulas on day 3 at 10 am and conducted a cleanliness drive of the naulas. Later that day at 3 pm, The volunteers gathered the villagers in the Shiv temple to spread awareness regarding various government schemes, such as Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, Uttarakhand Pandit Deen Dayal Gramin Awas Yojana, Uttarakhand Pandit Deen Dayal Grih Awas Yojana, Dhan Lakshmi and Sukanya that would be beneficial for them.
अगर आप कंपेयर करें दूसरे कामों से, जबकि हम कल भी बात कर रहे थे आपकी सारी कन्याएं
स्कीम है जो योजना है उसका नाम है बालिका समृद्धि योजना। ये योजना गवर्नमेंट ने
हमारा लाभ ले सकती है।
इस योजना का मुख्य उद्देश्य कन्या भ्रूण हत्या और बाल
बस पूरी दुनिया में थोड़ा सा आसरा चाहती हूँ, सुंदर से इस संसार को देखना चाहती हूँ।
110 रुपए मिलेंगे और जब लड़की 21 साल की हो जाएगी तो आप उस पढ़ाई को उसकी शिक्षा में और
The day 4 of NSS Special Camp began in the premises of Tara Devi Temple, where all the 30 volunteers gathered at 10 a.m. sharp. The volunteers planted 30 saplings of orange and lemon. Different instruments like hoe and trowel were provided by the local people to the volunteers, and the lady priest took the responsibility to water the plants each day. The second half of the day began with a cultural evening at Shiv Temple, Patiya village at 3 p.m. Professor Rakesh Kumar Gupta, principal of Lal Anand College, also graced us with his presence. The sound system and other necessary arrangements were organized by the villagers for the colorful evening. Volunteers and villagers too showcased their talents with different self-composed poems, traditional and cultural dances and different songs. In the end, Rita Jan ma'am delivered the vote of thanks and the day was winded up by the recitation of NSS song.
कार्यक्रम के मुख्य अतिथि आदरणीय प्रधान जी से निवेदन करते बिलोरी का घाम हाथे की कुटली हाथे में रोली लगला बिलोरी
कोने में बैठे खांसत और शियात है, बुखार है, उल्टी है, दस्त है, दवाई बिना सारा गांव पस्त है, मौत है
माबो पंद्रबन हालुरे मम्मी सुखंग्री माबो आईगी ओइनी
हमने कहा 50 रुपया।
फिर आपके नसीब में
देखें आगे क्या होता है। मैत्री की राह बताने को सबको सुमार्ग पर लाने
ये कुत्ते के गैल सेल्फी ले हुए हैं जो भी है ना टिंगर टांगरी के माँ बापू
घर से निकलकर कुछ दूर चलकर मैं आई एक देश, जगहों में फर्क और रहन सहन में भी तरक, लेकिन न जाने क्यों जाने पहचाने से
मुट्ठी भर के रेत रख लो, धान गेहूं सरसों वाले हरे भरे खेत रख लो। हम उठेगा जब हमारे संग साथियों।
On the day 5, after traveling for almost 2 hours by bus, around 11 am, the volunteers reached the Jageshwar Dham. which is a group of 125 ancient Hindu temples dated between 7th century and 14th century near Almora. After that, the volunteers visited Sri Goludham temple, which was adorned by lakhs of bells and letters written to the god of Nyaya, justice, by people praying for their wishes to come true. The last visit of the day was the Kasar Devi temple, which was at a height of almost 2000 meters. From the top, the view was majestic, and all in all, the day was a quite surreal experience. An awareness drive took place on day 6 on the topic digital literacy and women health and hygiene, where the volunteers visited different houses in Patiya village and talked to the people living there. Around 3 p.m. the group visited the Guldar Valley. It was a memorable evening as the weather was pleasant and the water was pure. The beautiful journey came to an end so soon as the day 7 was the final returning day. The camp turned into a great experience for all the volunteers, exploring new places and participating in various drives and programs, and leaving back so many beautiful memories that would last a lifetime. The group left the Patiya village at 8 am by bus, saying goodbye to the mountains and valleys, which was not an easy task. The villagers were so nice and kind and humble and treated all the members as their own family members. The volunteers reached the Katgodam railway station and boarded the NDLS KGM Shatabdi Express at 3:10 p.m. and had a comforting journey. By 8:50 p.m., all the volunteers reached the New Delhi railway station and the trip came to an end. But, as rightly said, the end of one journey is only the beginning of another one.
As Martin Buber rightly said, all journeys have sacred destinations of which the traveler is unaware. A great experience of the camp, many great noble drives, the knowledge from the nature, the innocence and simplicity of the locals, the satisfaction of the soul, the joys, laughter, smiles, trapped within friends, and a bag full of memories gathered for a lifetime defines our rustic trip to Patiya. Humblest thanks to Honorable Principal Sir, Professor Rakesh Kumar Gupta for his guidance, our NSS Program Officer Dr. Rita Jain for her untiring efforts and constant support, Dr. Prerna Diwan, Dr. Anurag Sharma and Manish Besarwaria Sir for being the relentless motivation and making this 7-day special camp a success and fulfilling reward. We would also like to thank the Sarpanch and all the villagers for their immense support and being with us 24/7. We are truly grateful for their love they have provided to each of us throughout our stay in Patiya. Last but not the least, a cherishing experience with our dedicated volunteers of NSS RLAC. The special camp made us all understand the true meaning of community service. Sincere thanks to all those who were involved. The camp was a success.